nobody needs to be anywhere later, right? Because I am known as the second most long-winded member of our family. All right, you don't have to check your car in case you're parked in a 4-hour zone. Okay. Anyway, hi everybody. Thank you. So, for those of us who haven't met, have we met? Oh, you're my goddaughter, aren't you? My beautiful daughter. I'm Damien, the man from the land down under. And I just also want to thank you so much for being here. This is really, really special for Mom, and really special for us to see our mother, who we love so much, surrounded by the people she loves and the people who love her. So thank you very much for being here. It all started out on November 4th, 1964. I don't know where you were, or old enough, in a Bronx hospital. This woman had me at hello. However, it was probably more like, hello. Nurse, where the hell's my husband? If he's at an audition. But that's another story, maybe for my 80th, why Dad wasn't there for my birth.
Still working that out in therapy, apparently.
I am clearly working that out in therapy. All right, well, we have had a really kind of an undeniable bond from the very start, my mother and I. And a testament to that would be our little trip to the Bryce Canyon when I was about 3 years old. Paul was 4. Went all the way down to the canyon. On the way up, I really wanted Mom to carry me, but Mom was tired. Paul was old enough to walk. He was okay to walk. She was tired. Dad was carrying me. I was screaming so loudly in this poor man's ear as we did the trek up to the hill because I wanted Mom to carry me. I'm sorry, Dad. And that kind of set.
You've been apologizing all your life.
I have been apologizing. I'm sorry, but you know what? Clearly, and that kind of set us up for the very special and unique relationship that we ended up having, of course, and that we still have, and that I'm fortunate enough to have. I can't even read these notes. So anyway, Mom's birthdays are very special to me. She's very special to me, and I remember at 8 years old, I decided to put on a surprise party for Mom in Davis, California, where we lived at the time. And I was 8. I didn't really consult a lot of people on this. I kind of just did it. I found her phone book and called her best friends, organized this whole party for February 28th or whatever that was. And then, surprise party. All right, well, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. And I decided, I was so proud of myself for planning this whole surprise party, I decided to tell her the day before. And she said, oh, honey, tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. Don't you know what that means? And I'm like, not really. It's all about fasting and abstaining. I still didn't know what that meant. At 8 years old, I had no idea what she meant. But the party had to be canceled. And I'm like, well, you're making those calls, lady. But I tried, didn't I? I never threw her a surprise party again. All right, okay. So I have to say, one of my very, very earliest memories as a child was at our dining table in Davis, around the table, and I always knew, anyone who knew me or our family always knew I was different. Around that table, around that dining table every night, my parents started referring to me as a character. I had no idea what that meant. I couldn't see. How could I possibly resemble anything like Fred Flintstone? What's that, like, character? Because I thought cartoon character is what they meant. I never really understood that. I was different, but you and Dad always made me feel special. For my whole life, I've been different, but you never made me feel like that. You made me feel special. And there's no way, and I'll be honest, I really have a level of self-confidence that is completely disproportionate with my talents and skill set. I really shouldn't be as confident as I am. And it really is, it started with them, making me feel special and not different, okay? Because I was very different, obviously, from my brothers and other boys. And you guys never did. You always and you still make me feel special. And I really attribute any success I may have had and any achievements that I have had to that. If there was one thing, it was that, of course. And of course, your incredible love and support. All right. I remember also when we moved here, the kitchen stool. There used to be a rickety yellow stool until I think I fell down on it, it broke and I fell on it. That was me and Mom's time. I'd come home from school and she would start to make dinner and I'd sit on that kitchen stool and we would just talk and talk and talk until the cows came home, or Dad, whichever arrived first. And that, I guess, is really when our bond formed, because I could tell this woman anything. And no matter how bad things ever got, they always got a lot better on that stool while you were cooking dinner, while you were making dinner. And I wish we still had that stool. But I remember it came crashing down. And you know what? And even though, of course, even with this bond, I end up being the one kid who ends up moving to Paris at 18 and living in Europe for quite a while, in Florence. And even though I've lived in those places in South America, the Greek islands, and of course I've been in Australia for 26 years, there's something about you and our relationship that I never feel any further away than I did on that stool when you were in that kitchen. You know, and I never will. And that's a credit to you. Our weekly phone calls mean a lot to me, you guys. I know you have to hear a lot of shit. Sorry for language, kids. You're getting to know your uncle really well tonight. A lot of stuff, aren't you? And you're wondering what the hell the word disproportionate means. I actually don't know what it means either. But you know what it means. You're really good at school, aren't you? It's the rest of you I'm worried about. Did we do the kitchen stool? Stool. Okay. So, sorry. I can't do this today. Okay, let's move on. I hate notes. Joe, and I do this for a living, host things. That's terrible. All right, I think we're done with that. Let's move on. I don't want to miss any good stuff, though, here, do we? Okay. Yes. All right. So that all enabled me to... All of that really enabled me. I think the best thing you can do as a parent, okay, is to really create an environment and instill, obviously, confidence in your child so that they can really pursue their dreams. Because we probably only have one shot at this particular life, right? So to pursue your dreams is everything. And somehow you did that for me, obviously, and I really went after my dreams. And I told you the other night, I'm going to be honest, I'm having a really good week, okay? It's been a really good week, and I because of you, I am really happy and really content, more than I've ever been in my whole life, because of you and Dad, because you set up this infrastructure for me and instilled this confidence that I really went out and did what I wanted to do against all odds. Yeah. You know? Oh, please, take a message. Did we not ask you to place? Did we? It was a given that you were supposed to turn your phones off. Anyway, all right, getting to the end, I promise. Okay. Mom, and that, you know, I haven't even skimmed the surface. I haven't even, scratched the surface about what a role model you have been. I mean, you are a really difficult role model to aspire to because it's so challenging. But Mom, you know, look, your years as a registered nurse, okay, amazing, all right? Obviously everything you did, that rewarding career. And then, of course, your fight for the foreskin. That was amazing. I mean, that was legendary. And how impressive was that interview that she did? I mean, this was really, your efforts were incredible. I mean, do you know how many foreskins are out there that owe their existence to this woman? It's really impressive if you think about it, okay? I wish I had one, but unfortunately, it was the 60s. Anyway, so even that alone, if you had just stopped there, that would have been more than enough, babe. But you kept going, didn't you? Overachievers Anonymous. You kept going, and of course, and then there was this. I should have done the other order, but this room used to be filled with pregnant women and their very uncomfortable husbands when she taught Lamaze. So she's always been in a profession where she has really been helping people, and even when it's not a profession like fighting for the foreskin. And then, of course, now, really the important work she's done with the Pregnancy Counseling Center, which I am just in awe of this, and that you volunteer your time and everything you've done, and the fact that the program that you have created and are conducting in these schools, I mean, this is now an 80-year-old woman a few days, and she's going and talking to groups of teenagers in auditoriums and trying to tell them not to have sex. Because ultimately, it's, you know, one mistake or one move can change the course of your life in an adverse way, as we know. So your legacy is going to be not the many foreskins, but it's going to be all those kids whose lives
Who never
you
get any
changed.
sex.
Well, no, they'll get it when they're in a committed relationship. They will get it. They always get it. But it's that they'll do it at the right time, and they won't make decisions that will really affect their lives adversely.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge contribution. So you have made such an amazing footprint in a positive way with your
Boy,
life.
I'm impressed.
And so, in other words, to kind of live up to that is really difficult for your offspring. You poor grandkids, you don't stand a chance. My gosh. No, I'm teasing you. Of course you do. I hope you do aspire to be like your grandma. You know what? If you remember nothing else, and I know I'm going off and on. If you remember nothing else, kids, this is a great woman. They don't come along like this very often, and you may never meet another woman like this in your whole life, so take advantage, okay? Enough. I love you. Let's keep it going. I mean, I love our chats. I love our travel adventures. So fortunate to have seen the world with you guys. So fortunate to have done everything with you guys. Thank you.
About Cabo.
Well, Cabo, we did a zip line into, there was a rickety bridge. We did one of those $69 tours, and you know, too many margaritas at lunch, and so we're going across that rickety bridge, and she's never been so scared, and I really had to be there for her and back up and say, you can do this, get across the bridge. It was like one of those
You don't have a choice.
survivor challenges. But anyway, I love you, and also, I love you for being so amazing with me and my partner Jason.
Oh, thank you,
You were just you're just the best. Love you so much. Thank you for your patience and your attention.
Well, that's it. No, we have the big
Well.
band here. All right.
That's pretty, as an actor, you kind of think, okay, and I started out as an impressionist. I don't know if anybody knows that. I used to do impressions, you know, frankly, I do give a damn. The things of that nature, and stand-up, and those kind of things. And so I have that instinct, and I'm saying, I have these three sons that each in their own way are very, very different. And I thought each one of you guys tonight, just a wonderful kind of tribute to your mom, and that's wonderful. So, I decided to kind of do some other things that she doesn't know what we're going to say or what I'm going to say. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger, across a crowded, low-end burger shop in Chicago. You know what that means? I'll tell you, Les.
Tell me now.
First time I ever saw this woman, I went into a burger shop. It was before a variety show that was at Loyola University, and I was the MC. I went in for hamburger and whatever, and I was eating my hamburger, and I kind of looked. I remember looking, and I saw this woman. She was a young girl, long hair, which she, by the way, she also had long hair, and I fell in love with long hair. But then, for our marriage, she came in with a short haircut. She named Joey. But I went ahead anyway.
Let's get back to the burger shop.
Okay, so we just kind of looked at each other. Not across a crowded room, across this little crappy little burger shop in Chicago on Devon Avenue. Anyway, so I went to the rehearsal. And the best friend of mine, who became the best friend at my wedding, our wedding.
Yes, man.
Yeah, he was the director, he was the best man.
Yes,
Yeah, thank you. She always corrects me right away, you know. She's right there.
Somebody's got to
Okay,
do it.
for 50, how many years have we been married?
6.
56 years, that's the way it's been, every day. I know all
Go back to the positive.
correct.
Go back to the positive.
Okay. All right, so what happened was this. I go to the rehearsal, okay, and I'm talking to my friend Bill, and he's the director of the show. we were students, but he was the director of the variety show for all the university, Loyola University. Okay, so the point is that, and I'm talking to him, and then I noticed on the stage there was this sorority act that sang, "You can't get a man with a gun" from Annie, Get Your Gun. She was in it. I said, "Oh my God, that's the girl I just saw at the the little crappy burger shop." I said, "Wow." And I said to Bill, I said, do you know any of these things?" He goes, "No, I don't know any of them," he said. I said, "Oh, okay." So we talked about other things, and he's telling me, "Well, okay, when you introduce so-and-so, do this and whatever, da-da-da." What happened? Boom, you wanna talk? Or should I talk?
Well, I saw my opportunity. Because I could talk to the director, and so I went up when they were together, and I asked the director some stupid question about when is the next rehearsal or something, just so I could be near him and maybe introduced. And he had already alerted Bill that he was interested in me, so Bill did introduce us. So that was it.
So
He started out.
so basic, I met her